Bonjour, French 1. Today's lesson is a little bit of a precursor to Chapter 5. You will need to know this information after spring break for Chapter 5, but we're just going to kind of introduce this because it's a lot of vocabulary and a lot of the words are very, very similar to the English language. So we're going to be talking about the months of the year, the seasons, and the weather because they all kind of go hand in hand because certain weather happens during certain months, which happens during certain seasons, of course. So let's start with les mois de l'année, the months of the year. I will, of course, pause after I say each month so that you can repeat after me and practice your pronunciation. Here we go. French word for January is janvier. The French word for February is février. March is mars. April is avril. May is mai. June is juin. July is juillet. August is août. September is septembre. October is octobre. November is novembre. And December is décembre. And you'll notice that just like days of the week, French people do not capitalize their months of the year. So those 12 months fall amongst 4 saisons, 4 seasons. Those seasons being le printemps, which is literally springtime. Temps, remember, is the word for time, like de temps en temps, from time to time. L'été, which is summer. Autumn or fall is l'automne. Oop, and there's a small spelling mistake here. Sorry. L'automne. And then winter is l'hiver. And that'll do it for the seasons. Finally, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about le temps, the weather. If you want to ask somebody what the weather is like, the question to ask in French is quel temps fait-il? Literally, what are the temperatures doing? What's the weather doing? And I know temps is also the word for time. It's also the word for weather, depending on the context. You'll notice that there are 3 types of phrases. The ones that are kind of starting over here are all phrases that start with il fait. It doesn't actually translate word for word. It literally means it does beautiful, which is not how we say it in English. But some of them start with il fait. Some of them are just the words il plus an item. That's when something's actually falling from the sky. So you'll notice that it's snowing and it's raining. Both start with just il. And then il y a is there is or there are. So it's kind of weird when they say it's cloudy. They don't say it's cloudy. They say there are some clouds. There is some wind. There is some sun. Definitely not phrases you can translate word for word. But I kind of tried to set them up where they all kind of lined up with one another so you could see how it all divided out. But either way, if you want to say that the weather is nice or beautiful, you'll say il fait beau. If you want to say that it's hot, you'll say il fait chaud. If you want to say it's cold, or what my students usually like to remember is freezing, because it both starts with an FR, il fait froid is how that's pronounced. And if it's bad weather in general, il fait mauvais. Now, if it's snowing, you would say il neige. If it's cloudy, you say there are some clouds. Il y a des nuages. If it's raining, you say il pleut. If it's windy, il y a du vent. Think about the vents on your house or your car, and that might help you remember that air is blowing around when il y a du vent. And finally, if it's sunny, il y a du soleil. Please do not forget to bring these notes back with you. We're going to be working in a couple different kinds of activities, and it will be very helpful if you have your notes and you don't have to use your book to look all of this up.